I hate to do this right now, but I have some somber news for me and maybe some of you. But uh, okay, I'm just gonna get right into it. Morgan Spurlock passed away yesterday
Yeah,
after a battle with cancer.
I saw that this morning.
Yeah, I was friends with Morgan. I knew him in the early 2000s when his movie came out. He died of cancer at 53, which is very young. That's younger than Gary Eckler. That's how young that is. And I met Morgan at the Sundance Film Institute. He was working on a movie. I was working on a movie. He read my book. We became fast friends. The thing that struck me most about Morgan is this is why we bonded was his just blind positivity. He was always positive about everything and laughed and just hanging out with it anywhere was just fun. He would always lift everyone's spirits. And because it's weird, people in the indie film world is kind of, you can really go down a dark rabbit hole if you think about how hopeless things are, trying to make films in a vacuum and try to get them released and try to get people to watch them. He was very positive. He had a controversy during the Me Too stuff where he kind of just outed himself. It's like, hey, I was with this girl and I don't know. And then he like nuked his whole career.
Mhm.
Um, I don't know. I think all of those stories we're now kind of reevaluating. But knowing him as a person, as a he was a father to a son. We would talk about our kids and we did when he was nominated for an Oscar. Film Threat did a party with him, and he was down the street at the Kodak, and we were having a party for him where we did a viewing party for the Oscars, and then he came to the party after he lost. He didn't win that year, but yeah, just my memories of him are just all very positive, and it's really sad. So I just want to say that about my friend, and wow, it really sucks. So
Yeah,
there you go. He was just a positive force. And what he did with that Supersize Me movie, and he made Supersize Me Part 2, which is, I believe it's on YouTube. Watch it. It's hilarious. He opens a chicken restaurant and it's so good. Um, and he's just brutally honest about just the fast food industry, which is so weird because the whole industry now is like restaurant industry is imploding. That's how bad our economy is. Um, it's really sad to see, but he had such a positive influence because he, McDonald's like changed their menu. They posted their ingredients and like information about what is in the food. They'd never done that before. They wouldn't admit that Oregon had an impact, but he did. He did. But yeah, uh,
53.
it's very sad. That's
Yeah,
young.
that is. I mean, it's sobering. But yeah, I mean, I certainly I'd never met Morgan, but I certainly seen both Supersize Me and Supersize Me 2. I'm trying to remember the other documentaries he's done, but it's kind of like
He,
those
he did,
films. It's like I agree and I disagree, but I mostly agree with
yeah.
a.
Well, he did a movie, The Greatest Movie Ever Sold, which was about marketing and how it influences our lives.
Oh
He
yeah,
was he always was able to do a take on a topic and make it fun and entertaining while giving us like hard truths. Here's some hard truth for you right here. Um, I'm going to share this tweet. Uh, it's about restaurants closing in 2024. Just Alan, read this if you wouldn't mind.
sure. Fuddruckers is expected to close all locations by the end of the year. Uh, Old Country Buffet is closing all remaining locations. IHOP closing 100 locations. Buffalo Wild Wings is closing all Canadian locations as well as 60 in the United States. Applebee's, Chris, is closing 35 locations. Red Lobster is closing 50 locations as they enter bankruptcy. Denny's is closing 20 locations by the end of the year. Marie Calendar is shutting down all remaining locations. Wow. Pizza Hut.
Locations. So
yeah.
Different.
Their Marie Callender's is out. Pizza Hut is planning closing 500 locations. Outback Steakhouse is closing 41 of their 700 locations. Sybaro is closing a total of 50 locations with the majority.
Look, this is a lot. I'll just say to sum it up, this is a bellwether for the economy. If these restaurants cannot, I mean, these are not high-end restaurants. And what this is saying is a lot of people are cutting back. What I heard is all fast food is down, especially in California because of the minimum wage. But you know what's up? Shopping at Walmart. People are going to Walmart now to get cheap food.
Yeah.
But
you heard Target is now starting to price match Walmart.
Yeah, I heard they're lowering prices. But I'll put this link in the description for it. You can look at it. This is not a good sign. Not a good sign for things. And it just reminds me what an impact Morgan had when he took on a topic. It was for positive change. He wasn't like a Chicken Little or the sky is falling or this is hopeless. I always walked out of his movies entertained and hopeful and could make some minor changes in my life. Maybe not eat McDonald's so much. Although I did ask him last time I had a conversation with him, which was oddly enough at John Schnepp's funeral. And John Schnepp, I believe the same age. Oh God. So we were at the funeral, which was like a party. It was like a celebration. I ran into Morgan there. I'm like, what's going on? We caught up. And then I asked him, I said, hey man, hey, you ever once in a while just say, hey, I want McDonald's? You're like at some, nowhere airport in the middle of nothing. The only thing open is a McDonald's. Don't you just say, I'll have a Big Mac? He says, nope, never. After he made that movie, he never had McDonald's, not once. Not once. But I got to say, guilty pleasure, maybe once a month, although I don't have it even often. I'll have some fast food, but I haven't had fast food in months. I cook at home. There you go. So, God, pour one large soda from McDonald's out for Morgan. And there you go. So sorry to start with such sad news, but I had to say that because there's a lot of you see every time someone dies, I have friends that they have to write their obituary, but it's always about them, right? Oh, here's a person I ran into once and took a photo with, and I found it in my scroll back for years. And this person died. So here's how it affected me. And I see that all the time. I don't often comment when people pass away, but I knew Morgan, and Morgan was a friend. And he even if you read my book, The Ultimate Film Festival Survival Guide, he's in the book. He's in the last 2 editions, and he had the same kind of positivity that I have. I have this weird positivity in light of everything. I'm just, I hope it's good. I go into even when it's a Garfield, I hope it's good. We'll get to that later. But wow. So, yeah.